Villagers. Just because they grunt at you doesn't mean they're no use. They're a really great way to get iron, for example, or maybe to trade with. Most Minecraft players, whether they're on Java or on Bedrock, love to use villagers for various different things to improve their Minecraft survival world. But what if you run out, or maybe they just get stuck on the roof? What are they doing up there? Well, the solution is to breed them, and I'm going to show you an awesome one-chunk villager breeder that is going to blow your mind. This thing is super efficient and goes and goes and goes. And it will keep working even if you go to the Nether, the End, or to the borders of the world a million blocks away. It keeps on churning out villagers no matter what. Let me show you how to make it. And there's our chunk, 16 by 16, everything within the chunk. That blue wall is outside the chunk, so I can't go over that. So let's plan out the footprint. You need a 13 by 15 rectangle up in the top right that's got a 9 by 11 rectangle of dirt inside it. This is going to be your farm. You need a 5 by 5 square in the bottom right corner with a 7 by 5 rectangle right next to it. First thing, you're going to put a 2 high wall all around this large yellow rectangle, except you're going to leave a gap in the wall that's opposite your 2 smaller rectangles for the villagers to physically get in. And then when you get around to your red square here, you're going to leave a gap right in the center and then go all the way around. Make sure this is 2 high. Come to your short edge and count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on this 5th one count in 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th one knock it out, leave a gap and knock the next one out, fill them both up with water, and then hoe all of the dirt around them right back up to the glass blocks. Once that's all hoed and it will be hydrated by those 2 bits of water, make sure you plant up either carrots, beetroot, or potatoes. Although why would anybody plant beetroot? Seriously, carrots or potatoes, just go with those 2. Now theoretically you could do this with just a single carrot. You don't have to plant up the whole field. It will take a lot longer to work, but it will get there eventually. So 1 carrot is all you need, or 1 potato, but it's better if you plant the whole field up as you start. You'll then be able to highlight one of the sides of the carrot. Can you see the carrot hitbox is highlighted there, and hit there to put a composter on both of those, and then shift click a glowstone block on top. Now it doesn't have to be glowstone, but I find that means it's all the light you need in this area if you do that. We're then going to come through to our red area and we're going to create a horseshoe 2 high around this red area. We're not going to put any glass on these ones here because we don't need to. This does need to be 2 high though. And once we put 2 high glass on all of those, we're going to place 3 beds in, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So far, it should look like that. Then for our purple area, what we're going to do is we're going to build up glass there, 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 and there. Leave that corner and bring it across there, 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 and there. That's all we need, and we want to make that 2 high. We're then going to get a temporary block and place it at the top of those 2 blocks going through towards the beds, and a trapdoor at the top of that. Get rid of the block. That's all we need to stop our villagers getting through. However, we are going to want the babies to come through and we don't want them to get to the bed. So we're going to trap them, obviously, in a hole, because that's what we do. You need it to be 3 high, and then you need to jump down inside. Once you're down inside, you want to dig out that block, just on the 1 level, and then you're going to dig out 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. So a total of 3. You're going to place a sign there, you're going to place a sign there, and then you're going to dig up and place a sign right there like that. You're then going to come all the way back down here. You're going to place a water bucket there. That will flow up and around the corner. And then you're going to place another water bucket right there. And that's just going to be for the baby villagers to sneak underneath and the big villagers to float up towards the top end. Come back to this corner and then you can block out like that. Get back into your bed chamber. Take the blocks out. They'll flow all the way over there. Then get yourself a trapdoor. You're going to place a trapdoor there. And then you're going to jump onto it and place a trapdoor there. This is where the villagers are going to be running across, the babies. They're going to think that that's fine to do, but there's a hole and they're going to fall in and try and get to the beds. And they're going to float along our trap. And at this point, I just like to put a torch either side of that hole. You really don't need to, I just like it. Now, above your hole right here, you're going to see you've got a sign. Place a water bucket in that corner. That should flow all the way to the corner, but not onto the corner block. It's not flowing in that section there. So you've got 2 individual water blocks for a grown-up villager to flow up and out and across that corner. We're nearly ready to get the villagers in, but there's just one more thing to do. Come up to this little nicky out corner and place in a redstone block. Come part way down there, place another redstone block. Come 4 blocks in from there, another redstone block, and then 3 blocks from the end, another redstone block. We're then going to put a powered rail there, powered rail there, powered rail there, and a powered rail there. And we are going to bring normal rails there, there, and there. We're going to bring it round to there, to there, and then that can go off to wherever it is you want it to go. Now we have to switch out this bottom block. Any solid block, glass won't work anymore. We're then going to place a normal rail there, dig that out, a block of redstone, and a powered rail there, and then another normal block. Doesn't matter what the block is as long as it's a normal block. Place a dispenser facing onto that powered rail, and then another normal block on top of that dispenser. You are then going to come around, place a button on that. You're going to put as many minecarts into this as you would like. You can feed more minecarts in using a hopper if you want to, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. And then we are going to build up a wall going all the way across to the end of our square. So now it should look like that, which means it's villager time and we need 2. And as is always best, bring them in a boat. And you can either row them in or bring them in on a lead. I love the fact they've brought this into Java. Yeah, I know Bedrock have had it for ages, but I love the fact it's in Java now because it makes things so much easier and so much quicker. And once you've got your villagers in close, all you need to do is just break the boat. They will walk straight into the farm for you because they want those workstations. They love to work, do villagers. They'll instantly turn into farmers and close up the gap. And at this point, you can either just let them work and wait, or you could force the issue by lobbing them in a load of carrots. Let's get them breeding. And when the time is right, they'll start making friends. They're starting to share carrots. Maybe we should give them a little bit of privacy. And out pops the baby. That is the most painless birth I've ever seen in my life. And the baby instantly runs through to get to the bed. But no, it flows up and around and is sat there waiting to come into our chamber when it grows up, because it's too short to hit that water block that's above it, but when it grows up it does, and villagers float. So up they'll float to the next one, bob up to the next one again, and out into our chamber. No, it's not cruel, it's repurposement. Now the thing about farms is they only work when the chunk is loaded, and well, you're not always going to stay within 12 chunks of this place. You want to go and explore your world, right? Of course you do. But that's okay, because right now we've got a way to keep this chunk loaded forever. Dig down 7 blocks. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You then need to place 1 block of soul sand and 6 blocks of ice. I find this the easiest way, although you can use 6 bits of kelp if you wish. And then when you're on the ice, drill your way back down again, get into the water and just keep digging all the way down until you get to that soul sand. That's going to send you straight back up because that is now a water chute. We are then going to get ourselves a trap door. We're going to place the trap door against the glass there, and we're going to open the trap door. I'm going to place a spare block right there. I'm going to get an ender pearl and I'm going to try and shoot my ender pearl into this without being summoned to the bottom on my own. And there it goes, it floats up to the top, just bounces around. I can get rid of that. Do not touch the ender pearl, do not touch the trapdoor. However, this chunk will stay loaded now no matter where you are in the world. In fact, no matter what dimension you're in. Go to the nether, go to the end, your villagers will still be breeding. Before long, you're not going to know what to do with all the villagers. Over time, the villagers in the farm will keep getting friendly and sending babies down the tube. Because those babies can't reach the beds anymore, there's always 1 bed free, so they never stop producing. Eventually, the villagers will grow up and the extra height will pull them up the water chute and into the chamber above. Again, this is a totally separate chamber. These villagers won't interfere with the breeder production, and more brand new villagers will pop up over time through that watery hole to fill your villager pen to the brim. All you need to do now is work out what you're going to do with all of them. An iron farm perhaps, a crop farm, a trading hall. Lots of options. And I've got a few for you. Links are in the description. And when I say this doesn't stop producing, I really do mean it doesn't stop producing. I think we've got about 25-ish villagers in here at the moment. Now, what I also like to do is place 3 glass blocks across there. You definitely don't have to, but it will stop zombies getting through this gap here. If it was just a straight track, they wouldn't be able to get through. But that curve gives them a little gap to take advantage of. I will add, if you choose to put these glass blocks in, and obviously you don't have to, but if you choose to, you are also going to have to raise the level here. Zombies can only jump up 1 block, so if you put that trapdoor on there, they can't get up. Otherwise, you are giving them a one-way ticket into your villager pen, and you don't want that. So let's test this fella out. I'm just going to come up so as we can see what's going on. So I'm going to press this button. That is going to dispense through, let's just raise the trapdoor, that from that dispenser, a minecart onto that powered rail. Now that powered rail is then going to send that minecart straight off, just that single button push, to this other powered rail. We'll get a hitbox crossing over with a villager, so it will pick up one villager and then send it back, but it won't send it down that way because that curve in the track will send it off to wherever it is you want it to go. So press the button, out comes the villager, off it goes to whatever it is you want it to do. You are our first evacuee. What do you reckon? And you can keep pressing that button and getting rid of as many people as you want out of your pen, or just leave them in there to grow. You might only need a couple for an iron farm or something like that. You might need all of them if you want to do some kind of training hall. It's entirely up to you. And there you have one really easy and super efficient villager breeder that sits inside one chunk. And I guess if you really wanted to, you could turn that into a crop farm as well by adding a little villager pod in there, the same way that I did my crop farm a little while ago. I'll stick the link in the description. And you could even make it that you trade with these farmers as well. There's all different kinds of ways that you can customize this entirely down to your own spec, including using this little area here as a base or some other utility. Let me know down in the comments whether or not this type of villager breeder is the kind of breeder you like within one chunk. It makes it so easy. And I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.